letting Hamza live caused you some trouble with Dufresne, but at least you had enough sense not to kill him.
Hisham's a good man, and the mission was accelerating. Dufresne was receiving 5 red memory devices. All of them were going to be detonated at the same time. One of them was going to be on the all-cost tanker to be taken into Los Angeles Harbor. The second was being choppered to Nashville, where the president was making an appearance. The last 3 were for New York City. But first, Emil smuggled the bombs into the State Spear's headquarters in New Orleans. While I was back there, I managed to sneak into the restricted area again. But I'm sure you remember that.
Hey guys, this is Grenade Launcher 101 here, back at it with Splinter Cell Double Agent. This is the JBA Headquarters Part 2. This mission should be mostly a breeze, although we're still gonna have some bumps in the road here. But aside from that, let's just get started here.
Lambert, I'm back in the restricted area.
So we're just gonna skip that conversation because it cuts off when we go in here anyways, so there's really nothing you can do about it. But this first part, you're gonna have to be real stealthy because mainly because one part of the level we're gonna go on has gravel in it, and mostly to do with that guy getting paranoid. So it's recommended that you stay right here because he's gonna come through that door any second now. And when he does, you don't want to screw yourself over. So once he turns around, just take it very slowly. Look through the optic cables just to make sure he doesn't come back. And he doesn't come back till he gets up to this door. So you're gonna want to save right here because this part can get a little tricky. So yeah. So I mean, this part is tricky, but well, it's tricky, but it's also easy as well. So just be mindful of how illuminated you are when he turns around and comes back through here. Because if you're somewhat illuminated, he can see you. Remember, this is elite mode we are talking about here. What is he doing? Okay, aside from that happening, we're just going to save right here, because getting past this camera can also be tricky as well. So you kind of have to be mindful of how you approach or make the approach of getting past it. See, that right there, you cannot let that sound effect happen, because then it'll spot you and set off the alarm. And that's not something you want for your ghost run. Alright, so like, when that happens, just load back to the save point. And just get over to that dark spot as soon as possible so the camera does not see you. And if it didn't point at you, then you should be good. Now over here, we're going to have to hack this keypad. And in the next room over, there's a opposing objective that you have to deal with. But before going in here though, it's worth checking the perimeter, making sure no one is around. And if someone is around, they have their back to you. So this is what we need to get into the opposing objective.
Lambert or the mission? If I confirm Lambert's cover, Emil might set him free. But then he'll still wonder who to mole in. Damn the mission. I'm not letting Lambert die.
So I ultimately chose his cover because Lambert is our main boss, and we don't want him to die. To be fair, the marketing of Double Agent wasn't really that great, but it kind of shows like Sam Fisher at his like down points, I guess you could say. But like that opposing objective is a really hard choice to make. It's either having your best friend saved or keeping on with the mission. And it doesn't really matter either way, because you still continue on with this game either way. But it's better to save Lambert if anything. Oop. Hold on, let me get back to you guys. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. That was a royal screw up on my part. But we're gonna get back to this regardless. So eventually we're gonna have to like take this way back up to where we entered the checkpoint a couple of times. So like, just keep that in mind when like doing this, because you're gonna have a lot of objectives for the NSA to do that will get you too far deep into NSA, and where there will be a couple times where Emil will set a timer for you to prove your loyalty to them. So, something to remember when doing this mission. Now just stay right over here, since that camera's got an infrared beam. And get over here as quickly as possible. Just before that guy sees you. Fuck. I was trying to OCP the camera before it saw me, but evidently it was already too late for that. So we're gonna have to sit and wait again. Now I believe that there's no opportunity objectives, but we had to steal Emil's contact list and sample the red mercury. And right now, when I do those two objectives, it's going to take my trust level all the way to the NSA. Thus, that's how I'll end up having to go back out to the checkpoint. And then there will also be 2 more objectives where I have to like disarm bombs before they ship out to like Los Angeles and Nashville respectively. And that's also going to screw over my trust with the JBA. Worth noting before continuing forward. Jesus. I thought it was pointing the opposite way. What? Sorry guys, I thought I would not have to do this over and over again, but evidently I'm just fucking up every time. So we're just gonna wait. So since I only have this mission and the last mission left to do, if you guys have not already, please go watch my ghost runs for the original Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, and I also have a ghost one for Chaos Theory, all on PS2. With this being on PS2, the last 2 for Chaos Theory will be uploading today as I'm recording this. So go check those out now if you're interested. Here we go. Now let's OCP that camera just before we do anything else. Now let's hack this computer, this keypad, as soon as possible, because it won't take long before that camera goes back to normal. Watch out for that camera right down there. Wait until it turns at a certain angle. And bam, you're able to save right here. Now in this next room right here, is where the 2 main objectives will be at. One will be on the main floor, and then the other will be in the upper levels. Now the first one we have to steal Emil's contact list before sampling the red mercury. Because right now, that's more important than like sampling the red mercury. So let's get over here. So this guy right over here does not see you. Now if you want to, you can save right here. I'm definitely going to save here because I do not want to have to repeat this over and over again. Just something to keep in mind. Alright. So, once you save, he's going to turn around. Oh, not exactly just yet. Okay, now he turns around. Then we have to fall behind him. So it'll be much easier for us to maneuver around him. Be sure not to get too close. Don't be noisy about it. And make sure to position yourself in the right way possible. Save right here because this next part is going to be hard to do. Not only do you have a time limit to deal with, but you also had to go through that same path, that same, like, the same area with the same guards back through, because at the door where we went through the checkpoint, we also had to use that to reveal our location to Emil. So with that being said, let's get this done and over with. Oh, and luckily I didn't have to do that. But the next thing I have to do will definitely fill the bar. So just get over here as soon as possible. Okay. Alright. We're going to wait for that guard to turn right around so that when he does, you can save right here, because this next checkpoint, well, not next checkpoint, but this next part, once we sample the red mercury, will definitely be tricky to pull off. You may or may not notice this keypad code or the door open. If he does, I might have to like restart back at the save point. Don't hold me to it. Might have to, but don't hold me to that. Let's just find out here in a second. Okay, so he doesn't notice that the door is open. So he's just gonna turn right back around. And now is the time to save, guys. Because this next part is going to be very, very hard. You may have to do lots of saving along the way. Me just looking at my clock. And here we go now. Sample the red mercury. Scanning now. Bam. Get into here as quickly as possible.
Mission, this is Emil. You are not in your bunk. Get in touch with me immediately and tell me where you are. Otherwise, I will have no choice but to assume the worst and respond accordingly.
So you're gonna want to save here because The enemy in the next hall may or may not be in this room already, or he may be approaching this room, and if he is, just use this as a safety precaution, just to be safe. Because you never know where he might be at. That's OCP. That camera right there. I fucked up. Shit. What the fuck? Come on, OCP it, Sam. Shit.
I suggest you hurry. Your time is running short.
Oh, do not come over here. Damn it. I was hoping he wouldn't, but he did. So you know what we're gonna do here? Instead? Speed through here. And get right over here without being spotted. I think when he comes through here, we have opportunity to like wait for that camera to turn the other direction. And just wait for this camera to turn the other way. That was not what I wanted. Okay, we're gonna try something else here then. It might be risky.
I suggest you hurry.
Yep, and it was risky. Hold on, I'm gonna have to get back to you guys here until I figure something out. I got things figured out now. So, what we're gonna do is OCP that camera right there. Get right under here. As illuminated as it looks, if you look at that light meter, it keeps you completely in the dark. So that when the guy comes through here, he will not spot you.
Your time is running short.
Now, once he like turns that way, keep your back to the wall, then open the door right here. Get past this camera as quickly as possible because it's gonna come back to this way. And then that's it, that area cleared. Now, you go over here, stick to the wall so that guy does not see you. Then just go right up here. And you're gonna want to save right here because going back through here is tricky as well. Believe me when I say that because I've done this multiple times before. Whew. Okay. Oh. Okay, you don't want him seeing you. If I had sticky cameras, I would be able to pull him right over there just to point it in the direction where he's at. But I kind of have to rely on corners to be able to pull this off. So once he has his back towards you, OCP this light right here. Hurry up and get up here before he sees you. Then get over here as quickly and as stealthily as possible. Alright. Now you're going to want to turn this way so that when you go down, you're facing this way. Now just save right here because this is going to get real tricky. And since you only have a minute and a half left, you have to like pull this off. So once he passes over, just get down, go through this door. Then we're just gonna go right up here and speed things up here because you only have 50 seconds left. Enter through the back alley because you're gonna need that checkpoint save anyway, in case anything happens and you need something to go back on. All right. Now report to Emil just to get his trust back.
Disregard my last instruction. Fisher has been located. Attention, everyone. There are still some final tests to run before the bombs are declared ready to ship. Sorry for the delay, but we don't want to...
Fisher, our spotters have located the Nashville and Los Angeles bombs. One is on the dock, the other is on the roof. They're being loaded now. You have to defuse them before they ship.
Now sometimes these guys will move, sometimes they won't. And if they end up not moving, you kind of have to whistle to get their attention. Because if you go up there and disarm that bomb with them standing there, they will potentially see you. And it will screw your ghost run over. So you want to make sure that they're moving first before going up there. And if they end up moving, then you're lucky enough to go right up there. However, moss is going to be a bigger problem.
One down. The other is at the dock.
Right? And with doing this, you just really have to hope that he does not see you disarming it. So with that being said, we can move on from here. Make sure he's not looking over here before entering this crawl space. I think he just noticed the bomb was defused, so we're going to ignore that. Make sure when going through here, you're very quiet and stealthy as possible. Now just get right into the middle here, since this part will keep you fully in the dark. And just when you go through here, make sure to close the door. Then you can move forward as soon as you close it. Alright, so same thing as last time. If the game asks you to save here, then take the opportunity to save now. Because this last part right here is going to get very, very tricky. So, so when you go through here, make sure the camera is not looking in your direction. Wait for it to look in the other direction. Then you can OCP that laser. Then go through here. Then just wait for this guy to move up or back to his position before jumping up here. And get farthest away from him before jumping up here, because if you jump up while he's near, he can hear you, and it will potentially ruin your ghost run. Now, save right up here, because this is the part where things get real tricky. In a worst case, sticky. No, I'm not rhyming on purpose. This is just how I am. But anyways, so to get around these guys, you have to set up a distraction, because that guy messing with the bomb there, he's gonna be tweaking at it the entire time. So you need to set up a distraction to be able to get around things. So whistle.
Hey, what was that sound?
Get up here as quickly as possible before anyone sees you. Bam, 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 bam. Defuse it. Bam. Then just go right up here.
Bishop, this is Emil. You are not in your bunk. Get in touch with me immediately and tell me where you are.
Now they're going to notice
I have no choice but
the
to
bomb has
assume
been
the worst and
defused.
respond accordingly.
So this is your opportunity to go back.
Nothing here but ghosts and shadows.
Okay, they're going to see that it's been defused, and they're going to disregard it. Make sure that camera's looking in the other direction. We're moving forward. Now,
Your delay is provoking my ire, Mr. Fisher. Both bombs have now been sent on the way to their targets.
now before going through this door, save here, because it's going to be crucial. You need this save point to fall back on if those guys end up hearing you or something for that nature. Because as you guys would expect, getting through that crawl space on that's like 10-20 feet off the ground is very, very tricky to pull off, especially in elite mode. So with that being said, let's continue forward. So wait for him to move farther away. Then wait until both guards are away from this spot right here. And save right here because you're gonna need this save point to fall back on in case the guards end up seeing you, because going into the crawl space, at first, you're going to be illuminated, and it's going to screw over your ghost run. So it's really recommended that you save here as well, if you have enough time to. That being said, continue forward. Okay, we should be good. They've probably still noticed the bomb. And since the bomb is gone right there, we can just move on. I don't know what that was about. It was probably the fact that they still noticed, they still haven't discovered the bomb was disarmed and then disregarded. So therefore that may have been the result of that. But regardless, we're going to report back to Emil.
Disregard my last instruction. Fisher has been located. Fisher, I want to see you in your quarters in 5 minutes. Be there.
Once that dialogue is done, exfiltrate. And bam, that's mission 8, everyone. Everything has been completed. Prevent the bomb's refusal. No knockouts, no nothing. Just a perfect example for a ghost run. And some areas might not have been so great, while others have been spot on. So, yeah. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Next up, we got the last mission of this game, and that is going to take place in the biggest city in the whole country, New York City, New York. Now, I hope this mission has helped you out in some sort of way possible. Same thing for the next mission over. So, with that being said, stay tuned for the very last mission, guys. And until then, this is Grenade Launcher 101 signing off.